We had a lot of parties in my middle school. We had a lot of field days in mine. And I speed ran
the full character development arc before high school even started.
When people say that middle and high school are going to be the magic years of your life, apparently the person who said that forgot to mention what kind of magic. Because my middle and high school were so unhinged, I question if the teachers were even real. Do teachers even have a life outside of the school? Nah, that wouldn't make any sense. Now this first story, to start off this maybe multi-middle school story videos, we'll name it the computer lab story. Now this story I mentioned in my last video's credits if you did watch that. If you did, you'll kind of understand the main idea of it, but still stick around, it's still pretty interesting. Now, one day in computer science, we were learning about Microsoft PowerPoint, and we were learning how a button on a slide can take you to another slide. Well, my teacher at the time told us that this was going to be a game of life assignment. You guys remember the game of life, right? You basically pick either job or college and you needed to have 3 options for the husband or wife part, and you click on the symbol and it reveals what your husband or wife is in that simulation. Well, guess what I put as one of the options? A furry and nicely designed with a fursuit on picture. And now I should probably add at this point that me adding it on there was a complete accident. I never ever intended to have it as my final project. And this was one of the last days where you can submit and get a better grade on the assignment if your first attempt was pretty bad. So I was on there trying to re-edit and resubmit my project because I think I had a C on that project and I wanted to try to get an A. And after making the final adjustments to get an A, I decided to just play a little harmless self-prank. And as I was about to finish my project, "Hey Frost, can I play your game of life?" "Oh yeah, sure, go ahead." Thinking nothing of it, I scoot my chair back and allow her room to reach my keyboard and mouse and start playing through my game of life. Why do I have a feeling that I'm going to regret letting her play my game of life? No, maybe I'll do something really good that'll impress her and I'll get extra points. What could go wrong? I mean, it's not like there's still the furry picture in there. Uh-oh. Hold on, I just realized I got it. Oh, well, that's something. She leans over to me and says with a really shaky tone, Did you correct what you were missing?" And as I turned my head to look at her, I turned bright red and said, "Yes, I did. I download the file and I upload it to my teacher. And then after that, I packed my stuff and I left for my voluntary lunch duties." After that, I never really talked with that teacher unless it was about a bad grade or a missing assignment. One thing I will admit, though, was back in my middle school, I had to take yet another business class on computers because apparently mine didn't count for that credit, which I found kind of annoying. She just cared that we did our work and just did everything we were asked. And after about 2 months of being in this one class, I decided to go on YouTube and look at CPR videos because, you know, education, kids. And after scrolling for what felt like an eternity, I finally came across a channel that I know I would like. Its name was SaveStation. And let me tell you something real quick. When I say I was completely in love with their videos, I was. I watched this channel in that class for hours on end, and I am not sorry at all. Those videos were the things that kept me sane from the end of the year testings and such. And honestly, that's what led me being here now. I honestly feel like if I didn't stumble on their videos, I wouldn't really know what I would want to do. And because of them, I get reminders to renew my CPR and AED certification when it's due for my renewal. If I never found them, I would never be the person I am now. As a little special bonus, I'll link their channel to the description below. And no, they are not sponsoring this video. Like I'm big enough for any sponsorships. When I first went to high school, I didn't really know what to expect, except the fact that oh boy, it was such a crazy time. And boy, do I have a lot of more stories in middle school. Some of them I can tell on here, some I can't, for reasons. If I have any more stories, I would love to animate them, so go ahead and hit the subscribe button and like the video so I can have a good audience where I can explain these stories to you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!